Guys, it's boy Rasp, and I kind of get this video for like a while now. So I just got home. Actually, it's 9:08, and I want to talk about something very, very important. And this is for the SoaRRc, and this is actually for any Call of Duty I'm gonna put this as this is for any team basically that is sniping, trick shotting, anything like that. So we've gotten to the point of the COD community or whatever, and especially the sniping and the trick shotting side of COD. What was it, like 2014 or whatever. It's like when FaZe and all these clans were like putting out these montages left and right, oversaturated them, like the whole entire scene, and everybody quit watching them. They went away or whatever. It's been weird since that point, I think, in my opinion. But it's gotten to a point where since like last year's when Black Ops 3 came out, it wasn't there. It just wasn't there at all. So I'm sitting here and looking at this, and today, I think it was today or yesterday, whatever, Sprat left FaZe. Alright. So that happened, and he talked about in his video a couple of things, and he is actually right. He's literally actually right. And I feel like, for me, going for the SoaRRc for an example, if I join this team, I want to sit there and give something to this team. Like, don't get me wrong, any person that joins, like, a team wants to, like, grow themselves, but in a sense, they work to be in a team, if that makes any sense as well. Now, am I saying that I want to grow myself? I mean, would I like to have more people watch my channel? Yeah, I would, but that's on my own accord. That's not me joining a team just to get more people. Like, I don't want to sit there and say, if I got to a point where I was in, like, Envy or, like, some other clan, or SoaRRc, for instance, I don't want to sit there and clan hop to FaZe. Now, if it was an RC or something like that, that's a whole different story. But I don't want to join FaZe. That's kind of funny for me to say. What I want to go for it, yeah, but I don't want to. If I got the opportunity to join FaZe, I'm saying this now, and I probably change my mind later. But actually, when I think about it, I probably wouldn't. And the reason why I say this is because when you look at these teams, there's no collabs. Like, unless there's no collabs, I mean, there's team montages, there's montages, and they all certainly come out, like, you know, at certain times. Sprat was really good for what he did for FaZe, but he left or whatever now, blah, 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 blah. But I'm saying is, Grind Squad, for example. Everybody that's in the Grind Squad literally sits there and they'll do collabs and whatnot together. If you had a team of snipers and stuff, and you played with each other, and you went and actually did other stuff, like, besides, like, I mean, it'd be Revolve Call of Duty, yes, and be, like, around the sniping and, like, trick shotting or whatever. But since everything's changed, the YouTube scene, and you get your own personality, and videos, and sniping, and a whole bunch of other stuff, it's really, really, really different. I don't want to sit there and say, like, hey, if you're a player going for a team, we're all going to base it off clips, or we're all going to base it off your content, or whatever. It's kind of at this point where it's like, it's everything, if that makes any sense. Like, you have to be a good player, you have to be, like, consistently uploading content, etc. Stuff like that. But that team that you join, you gotta do something for the team. Like, not like do something for the team, but like contribute. Like, they want to grow their organization, you join the team to help them grow it. That's how it is. I've ran a clan, I've ran multiples, I've ran one that I love the most. And the team that I was in, or something in Zane, I've talked about previously before, but we were like a family in the team. We all, like, interact with each other. We all have, like, this main, like, usually the sniping team would go play, all of us together, be in the same party, go play with each other, talk, have long conversations. We knew personally, like, ourselves, each other, like, personally. I know a couple of them still, they're all, like, streamers now and stuff or whatnot. The trick shot would go play with the trick shotters, and they'd have their own thing or whatever. It was really cool. It was really cool. Everybody usually cared about everybody. It was freaking great. We'd go do stuff together. Like, it was a really fun thing. It was, like, kind of like a family, if that makes any sense. And I feel like teams lack that. I feel like a lot of these teams that get made, they're like, oh, I want these good players, I want them to come play with us or whatever. But there needs to be more than just that. Like, you guys, like, I feel like a team, SoaRRc is probably the primest example I could sit there and choose from. Like, SoaRRc could actually do it perfectly. If they all came together, like, for instance, the SoaRRc house, like, all of them live together, they're going to do collabs together, people that play Call of Duty could do collabs together. There's a bunch of stuff you could do, like, together. Like, it's a funny thing to say. And for instance, I'm going to pull the Grind Squad back up. say freaking when they went and played the new DLCs or the new maps on like whatever game or the new guns, they all tried it together and like had their own opinion, they played or whatnot, or just like funny moments with the grind squad, like stuff like that would be pretty cool to sit there and see interesting. And like you had a plan, like, hey, your Team Taj will come out, or we're gonna have a Team Taj like every 2 months or every month, or like, hey, let's have a Halloween special, hey, let's have an Easter special, let's have a Christmas special. If that makes any sense at all. And it would be really, really cool is the people that you play with, like on a constant in your like a constant, I hate myself, consistently like in your team, but I mean like everybody, you all like talk to each other and stuff. It'd be cool if y'all went and like made video game content like Friday the 13th, y'all like in the same like party together, like just group of people that are actually fun and like having fun with each other. That's like one of the most important things. And I feel like in content creating at all, period, like for my instance with the Cowboys or Indians thing on H1Z1, I'm gonna have fun at the end of the day. Like it's gonna be entertaining, yes, but you all have to have fun. Like don't push yourself, like that's retarded. And I feel like clans lack, I feel like a lot of clans lack the scene of Call of Duty and just playing as a team together and as an organization. There's a lot of things like vlogs now and teams and whatnot, a bunch of other stuff, which is, it's okay, but it's gotten to a point, I feel like, that all everybody does is make vlogs and stuff, and there's really no Call of Duty like content creators, if that makes any sense. And if there is, they're not big, like Jev, who's a Call of Duty content creator, and like people like that. Like Jev, for instance, it hits the spot perfectly, and I'm so glad that he got picked up to a team like FaZe when like the whole situation happened or whatever, because he's well worth it. He's well worth it. But for instance, freaking Jev, Dirty, Sprat, Pomage, which Pomage I haven't really seen uploaded recently, but Pomage is an example of that too. Like stuff like that, like if we had more, I think, in like a team, especially for like SoaRRc and stuff like that, it'd go such a far way and you'd get so much more views pulled into stuff. And I'm gonna say this now and watch somebody sit there and take my idea, which would trigger me so much. But but I mean, I can't because I'm posting it there, but it's like my thoughts, like it's the honest truth. Like if you want to have a team that runs and gets growth in what it needs to be in content, like an organization of what it needs to be, like you got to have everybody get in, the sniping team or the COD, like this, like all that, like you gotta work together, make funny videos, play together, like y'all are in a team, like y'all can't sit there and just not talk to each other, not know, just like let's, like, come on, like, be interesting. Like, y'all need to interact. There's probably some funny collabs, like, clans could possibly do if they sit there and they all were, like, I guess a family is what I don't want to say. I want to call it a family, but I mean, it kind of gets to that point or whatever. But that's what I want to say, guys. I just feel like for this SoaRRc, like, if anybody's going for it and are going to go for it or anything like that, I feel like that's a main key. Like, you have to be in it for the organization, and not really the organization, I'm saying like as a general, as a whole, and you're gonna get to know a lot of people and like play together and like know each other. Like that's honest, like the serious honest truth. Like if I have to pick anything from me, like leading teams previously before, they weren't huge, but like I think the #1 would be sniping in vain, and it just it made it so much. It made me want to get on to play video games and actually have fun with my friends, if that makes any sense. So basically, guys, that's what I'm trying to say here. Hope you all enjoyed the video today. It has been your Rasp. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.